Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and breaking news, new information about the death of Gene Hackman, and kind of bizarre, shocking twists and turns this story's taking. I mean, by now it's been a few weeks, and it's been clouded in some kind of, dare I say, cover-up. Or maybe they're just incompetent. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the investigation, but here is the news report from New Mexico.
The New Mexico gas company, confirming extensive testing at the couple's home, found no traces of carbon monoxide, only finding a minuscule gas leak in the stove far below a lethal amount. Investigators say data from Hackman's pacemaker indicates he likely died 9 days before they were found. Investigators now clarifying confusion over which dog had died, initially saying it was one of the couple's German Shepherds, now saying it was a different dog, an Australian Kelpie mix. But the causes of death still undetermined and no signs of any foul play. Authorities are now examining cell phones, medicine, and medical records found at the scene, hoping to recreate a timeline.
Now, we knew some of this information where we talked about them not knowing, or at least finding them death almost 2 weeks later, which still, I got to look at, he has kids, grown kids. They're not checking up on their parents. You got to give your parents a call every other day, especially if they're old. He was 95.
Because you would be concerned if you didn't hear back after a few hours if you checked in with your mom, right?
1,000%. I'd be like, I'd call one of my other brothers. If you heard from her, I'd get in the car, I'd drive to Nashville.
Well, maybe they weren't close though. Like, you love your family. I don't know how they grew up or what the vibe is if they don't talk a lot.
He's worth $80 million.
But nobody talked. That's the thing. It's like, even if you're not. That's mean. But
it's not mean. It's accurate. If somebody, if they don't like him, but they say, hey, he's worth $80 million, maybe I want to be in the will.
Brian, if you were worth $80 million, we would be even tighter than we are now. I'd make sure that I kept you in my life.
Kenzie be checking up on me. She'd be giving me a call. Hey, you doing okay?
I was saying, Case couldn't act more close to you. Good Lord. It's like you birthed him, but I certainly could.
Yes,
so
you could.
I would be nice to you.
You could. You could check up on me and say, how you feeling? Any falls in the future coming your way?
How's that hip doing?
I just hit you with my car. Are you still alive?
Kenzie be coming over the house and throwing tacks on stairs, like in those cartoons when someone falls down. Yeah,
Yes.
I just think there's something there, too, that he's got grown kids and no one checked in on him or made a phone call and said, hey, no one's picking up at the house. He's 95. And then he had a younger wife in her 60s. So
It is weird that nobody, like,
Yeah.
out of both of them, no family, no kids, no friends, like, nobody got weirded out for that long. That is weird. But what really, like, I don't understand. How do you say the wrong dog? It's not like they had multiple German Shepherds. Like, we got the name of which German Shepherd wrong. Okay, did you not see the dog? Are you just guessing? The whole thing is so weird that they didn't know which dog died. Well, you were there. You walked in. What one was dead?
yeah, I just looked up Australian Kelpie mix because I didn't know what that looked like. And I know what a German Shepherd looks like. Australian Kelpie does not look like a German Shepherd. Kind of looks like a mini Doberman in a way. I got the brown and black with the brown above the eyes, big ears, like a corgi.
Oh, I love bigger dogs.
Oh, it's so cute. I know. It's so sad. But that's a good point. Like, why did they mess up which dog it was? But the other part that disturbs me is that they said they did find a gas leak, but not enough to kill them. This disturbs me. Maybe there's a gas person out there that can talk about this. Is there always a little bit of gas leaking in your home? Like, on days when I'm tired, is it because there's a minor gas leak and it's okay?
I'm sure there's always like a tiny, like, nothing can be 100%. You know what I mean? Like,
Gas should be
sealed.
100%, I think.
But I'm sure there's low amount. You don't think that you're breathing? We're all breathing in like certain fumes and stuff. It's just there's tiny, tiny, tiny bits of it.
A little bit of gas.
Well, what about like when you light your gas stove? Like, there's gas being emitted into the air, right?
Yeah, but also they were sitting there for a couple of weeks laying around and it was leaking. So I don't know if he was going to make some mac and cheese and then turn the gas grill on like you said and maybe left it on a little bit.
That's probably what happened.
Mac and cheese is so good.
Can you imagine-
Kraft is like, leave us out of it.
We had nothing to do with
Listen.
Did Big Mac and Cheese have a plot in the murder of Gene Hackman and his wife?
it.
Like-
That's a corrupt industry.
They don't know how this is rolling into them all of a sudden. No, thank you.
I don't know. There's a lot of curiousness here on what happened, and I just want more. I think there should have been further in the investigation by now. It's
I
Gene
think
Hackman.
it should have been further. I think, and it's okay. I'm not saying like it's obviously very hard to figure out like weird crime. We do Kenzie's crimes. A lot of stuff gets unsolved because I'm not saying it's easy, right? but they need to be more blunt. It's like, we don't think anything happened. Well, maybe something happened because there's no gas. We think this dog died. Maybe it was this dog. Like, what is happening? Stop putting every thought out there. Get it together. Put it out.
We got this is a disturbing text from Sean, who is an HVAC guy. And Sean said this. HVAC guy here. Yeah, gas leaks sometimes. It shouldn't, but honestly, most people don't want to pay to fix a small leak. I'm going to I'm going to open up a new credit card to fix a small leak if I have to. If someone says there's a small gas leak in my house, I'm fixing it. I'm not going to wait around. That one won't hurt me. That's a little bit of people's gas there going out there. I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Well, 773 said that's why stoves have pilot lights always running that prevents gas leaks.
Well, when you turn on your stove, you hear that tss, and sometimes you can smell gas, that clicking, before it lights. You know what I mean? And then that kind of lights and you're good. If you keep that clicking, doesn't the gas come out still, I think?
Have you ever had it where it doesn't turn on right away and you're, what's going on here? And you lean in a little and there's like, and you're like, oh my God,
let me put
died?
Let me put my face up here. That'll certainly light it.
Yeah, let me get closer to see let me examine what's happening.
Oh, man. Yeah, Anna checked in and said she looked it up. Hackman's oldest kid is 63, and his wife was 60. I think his wife was 63, and maybe his oldest kid is 65. Because that's certainly a 30-year-old difference there, which is,
Yeah, one of his kids was close to the age of his wife.
Yeah.
But I will say, she's in her 60s. I mean, it's age appropriate. He wasn't prowling on, I think at 63... I'm not going to be like, he was grooming her. You know what I mean? It's okay. She can make her decisions. She's fine.
It's okay. I know it's probably weird that you're the son.
But that's just more your choice at that point. I'm not it freaks you out when people are really young because it's like, okay, you're kind of taking advantage of people. But I think she's got it,
Yeah, just get over it. It's a you problem, not them problem.
And that's y'all's choice. And now I'm not concerned. I don't need to stand up for her. She's fine.
630 checked in and said, natural gas won't kill you unless you light a match. I don't know if I want to do that either. I don't want that gas sitting out there, and then I decide to light a candle for a cake. I don't know. Oh, so we have an expert on the line now. Tony from People's Gas is checking in. That's my gas provider. It's pretty much everybody's, I think.
What, do you want to flex on that?
Hey, Tony, I pay your salary, buddy. Are you there? Oh, Tony, turn down your radio. I think we're getting a little bit of back stuff there. Tony, you're going to put you up on the air here, so turn down whatever audio you're listening to there. I'd appreciate it. And, Tony, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy? So,
all right.
What's the deal here with a little bit of gas leaking, but that's not going to kill Gene Hackman and his wife? Just a little bit of gas.
Not at all. Not at all. As I was telling the other, I think it was Case, it's what we call a mouse fart. That's what they call it in the industry. I'm not even making that up.
Oh, that's what they call it.
They call a little leak
a mouse fart.
A mouse fart.
So I do safety inspections all around the city. I do other things as well, but part of my job is safety inspections. So we go in there, we check the meter, do atmospheric reads for the pipe, the meter. If there is any types of reading, if it gets to be a certain amount, we go, okay, this is a problem. And then there's certain times we get, a little 0.01, 0.02. And that could even be in the case of sometimes if it's a small apartment, if somebody just cooked, that could be, okay, hey, I ask them, did you guys just cook in here? They're like, yeah, we just made, lunch or whatever. Okay.
Some mac and cheese probably.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever it is. So there's times we get in there. We have these special gas detectors, and they detect CO as well. So I've gone into places, and I've literally stepped through a threshold of a house, and it's shot up, and I go, all right, what were you guys doing before I just came here?
You said we were huffing gas?
Yeah, right.
That would explain it.
But anytime there's any type of readings, we always call our emergency dispatch, say, hey, this is the situation. We're getting these types of readings. It's not, it's not aggressively climbing up. It's kind of steadily where it's at. So what I was told is that there's always a little bit of leakage everywhere when it comes to pipes. There's everything, when it doesn't matter what type of pipe it is. Eventually, it's going to start to leak.
Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you finish up.
That's why the ICC regulates that every 3 years, every inside gas meter has to be checked.
I was going to say, what should we do to be safe as a person from People's Gas to make sure this doesn't happen to your loved ones?
So the biggest thing I can say is that I've gotten to houses and people are like, I've been smelling gas. And I go, how long? And they're like, a couple weeks now. And I'm like, why haven't you called the gas company? So the best thing you could do is if you smell gas or even think you smell gas, call the gas company. They will send somebody out right away.
Who
and
knew?
they'll confirm what it is. But people wait forever, and it blows my mind. I go, what do you mean? Why are you waiting till I came? Because, well, we didn't know. Like, okay. And sometimes it turns out to be nothing, and sometimes I'm like, and they're like, oh, do we need to evacuate? No, if I'm not running, you don't need to run. You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
What a great statement. If I'm not running, you don't need to run.
Well, it's good to know because if I see a guy running out of my house, I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, especially the gas guy.
Whoop, we got to go.
Yeah, thank you very much for all your insight, man. Appreciate you, Tony, for checking in from People's Gas and let people know. I think also you're supposed to do, I could be wrong on this, but we changed the clocks this weekend. So we spring forward. We lose an hour.
On Sunday, yeah.
So you're always supposed to change the batteries in your smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors when you change your clocks. That way, every 6 months, it reminds you to change your batteries. Because you don't want to wait till they go out. Sometimes they make that noise.
Yeah, I was going to say, doesn't the beeping just tell me to change the battery?
Yeah, but just you don't want that going off in the middle of the night. And also, sometimes they don't work. So you want to, make sure you change your battery so all that stuff's working.
Wow.
Every 6 months you do that?
Yeah. Is Tony still there?
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, change your batteries on the clock change, right? Isn't that old?
Every 6 months?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're just batteries. They're not forever lasting, So.
Yeah, Kenzie.
Well, I mean,
You
mine
gotta
go off
take-
like every 3 years. They beep at me and then I change them. Every
3
6 months.
years?
Damn.
You're waiting
Yeah.
3 years?
That's a little crazy.
I
to me
swear to God,
anyways.
we have been in this house for over 6 years, and we have this one room with like a really tall point in it, right? And we're like, we don't know how we're ever going to change that sprinkler heater. And it went off for the
There's
first
these
time over the
there's
summer.
these new inventions. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called ladders.
No,
Okay.
they use like scaffolding. It's a point. Okay, everyone listen. You need like
No, we understand,
scaffolding.
Kenzie.
You need a ladder. I got it.
Oh, thank you, Tony, for checking in. Change your batteries this weekend. Do it. And who wants Offspring tickets?
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We got our winner of those Offspring tickets. But remember, we have more coming up here at 8:20. We'll give you a keyword. Ticket Blitz Thursday launches every hour today. So at 8:20, we'll have another keyword for you to get into it for more chances at Offspring with Jimmy Eat World Newfound Glory on Saturday, August 16th. Now, coming up, we have a relationship question from one of our crew members. They like to bring these things to us, and once in a while we bring them to you on the air to help out. They're wondering if they should break up for a person for something they're doing that I guarantee you could try to guess, and we could take several hundred guesses, and you would not get it right on what they want to break up with their person for. And we'll read that DM we got on the air here. And after we get through that Offspring tickets on Ticket Blitz Thursday, we'll get there. In the meantime, around this time yesterday, we got a request, and we deliver here. Whatever you want, we deliver to you. Now, about a month ago, the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar played the halftime show and did a tremendous job. But I had mentioned at the time that I like collabs. It would have been cool if a rock band got up with a rapper and did something pretty fun, like Disturbed, for example, our homeboys Disturbed. So if that happened, it could sound something like this. I made a mashup for everybody to enjoy, and even David Draymond got on the show and talked about it and has reached out to Kendrick Lamar's people to work on a song with him. That's where this all started, right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
We get a weakness. Yeah. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Bitch, sit down. Bitch, sit down. Bitch, sit down.
That's where it all started, right there. It all started right there. Then yesterday, actually 2 days ago, Kenzie talked about we're going to join a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Kenzie talked about how she wiggles before she shoots when playing basketball. A little wiggle.
Well, I can't go from a run to a jump. It's about I have to stop. I have to catch my balance.
You're not alone
Wiggle
with that.
jump.
Yeah, and then a little wiggle happens. And
Center of gravity. Got to find it.
and that brought that song into my head, so we added David Draymond's vocals to that song, and it sounded something like
You
this.
know what to do with that big fat butt. Oh, wow. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shake it, girl. Just a little bit of. Wiggle, wiggle.
Shake what your mama gave you. Misbehave you.
And that's how that sounds.
Well said.
So there's that.
And I'm only doing what you demand. You demanded this yesterday since you did Wiggle. You might as well do the Wiggles. So here's what that sounds like, you're welcome. I'm sorry for the triggering for the parents.
Wiggles.
Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
There you go.
Thank you, Brian.
I don't know what's next. I don't know what's tomorrow.
Somebody said do a Dolly Parton song because her husband just passed away to honor her.
Jolene, maybe?
9 to 5 is what they wanted.
Yeah.
9 to 5 was
9 to-
deserved.
Which is actually played on her fingernails, which I could help out with. Working 9 to 5.
What part of that song? There's like a maraca part of that song? Or like
No, that's how she came up with the beat. When she was on set for the movie, she walked around and played her fingernails, and that's how she wrote the song.
All right, well, this will be a collab with Dolly Parton, Kenzie, and David Draymond tomorrow at this time.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, you know we're always here for you. And a lot of people DM all kinds of stuff, really sometimes disturbing things to Q101 on our Instagram.
Oh my God, where is this going?
But this one's not disturbing yet. So, yeah, that's where this is going, Kenzie. This is just
Okay.
someone looking for some relationship advice. And, you know, me and Kenzie are married. Case is almost married, I guess. Am I putting you out there too much or no?
Well, he's not even engaged.
Right, but you're living with someone for a year. You've been together 3?
2.5.
2.5?
I'd love to be almost married. That sounds fun.
Oh, maybe I opened up a can of worms there.
No, I'm all for it.
Okay.
What am I going to do? Find somebody else? I'm happy.
Don't say that while you're proposing.
I'm locked in.
That should be what you say when you propose. Would you marry me because what am I going to do? Find somebody else?
I tricked one. I can't get another one.
Yeah, no, and look her dead in the eye and go, I have found out this is the best that I can do.
Oh, God.
It'll go over really good.
These are phrases not to use when proposing. So one of our listeners DM'd us, and she said this. Ahoy, Brian and Kenzie. I fear I may be a bad person, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. So right now we're thinking, like, did she do something? Is she wrong?
Mm-hmm.
She says, is it wrong that I judge my boyfriend of a year and a half for something he does? And this is what he does.
He sings.
If only. No, the guy takes baths every night, but not just baths, big bubble baths, smelly candles, she says, and soft piano music in the background. Very bubbly bathy. He says he doesn't, quote, feel like himself until he's had bath time, which sounds like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't love the wording. Don't mind him doing it. Don't love that wording.
He is a 32-year-old man. I have a hard time respecting him as a man because he loves baths as much as he does.
Oh my God.
It makes it hard for me to be intimate with him because I look into his eyes, I visualize him just splashing around and playing with a rubber duck.
Oh, no.
Would I be crazy if I broke up with him and moved out because I hate how much he likes baths? And I'll leave that person anonymous right now. But I guess if the guy's listening too, he knows he's the guy.
Because what are the odds this is happening in another relationship?
Right. But she sent it to us and told us we could read it on the air. So I don't know what the listeners can chime in at 312-591-8300. Is this break-upable? Or really more importantly, you look at the person differently and you can't get past it? It's not your fault. You're not being a bad person, but you just can't look at him the same way anymore because he takes bubble baths every night.
I mean, she's not wrong for just like being attracted to things and not being attracted to things. It's just natural. I don't think it's bad that he takes baths, though. I envy anybody who can take a bath. Good for him for being able to calm down. He's probably very in touch with his emotions, which is a great thing. I can't effing do it. I cannot sit in a bath. It gives me so much anxiety and stresses me out as I sit there and just like tap my fingers for all the stuff I should be doing.
That tracks.
So,
yeah,
I know.
This is the woman who cries after she takes a nap.
What
because
upsets
she's so
me that I
stressed out.
wasted so much time.
So much
But-
self-care you could be having and just not feeling guilty, Kenzie, like a bath and a nap.
But I do. I feel like a pile of crap if I do either of those things. Like I just feel like a horrible human being.
That's normal.
So, yeah. No, it's healthy.
I'm sure it's fine.
No,
Yeah.
I have no notes.
And that's it. That's the end of
There's
that
no
story.
bad
huh?
end. There's no bad ending here with this
No.
one.
But I envy him. I think it would be good if you had a partner who can slow down, breathe. I would imagine he honestly is really good to get in disagreements in because he probably can keep a cool head. He can stay level. You gotta look at the pros of what personality traits are coming with a guy who can take a bath.
But Kenzie, imagine getting into an argument with him before he's had his bath time. He's probably punching holes in the drywall before he has that bath. That's the problem.
I don't know if you can go from. You think so, or do you think he's more like whiny?
He might be whiny.
He might be whiny.
He might be whiny.
Which I can deal with. There's a lot of whininess in our house. It's fine.
Right out of the gate, Joe texted in from 630, run girl, dude's a serial killer.
But you know what's so funny about that? Is this why the text line is so great? 312-591-8300. The text underneath that is from Jeff that says, self-care, baby, don't hate.
Yeah.
And then the next one says he's a serial killer, run away.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like Kenzie on this, where I'm jealous this guy can enjoy it so much, because there's no way I'm taking a bubble bath and have Megan look at me the same way that I'm a guy. I'm a dude. I can't take a bath.
You can't take a bath because you're a guy?
A bubble bath with piano music and candles.
God forbid people take care of themselves.
Well, you know what? That's fine. You can take care of yourself and be alone, because no one's going to look at you romantically again. I understand why she's lost the love of this guy. I get it. I understand. She's anonymous. I almost said her name right there. I understand why she's lost that sexiness. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kenzie, but women want a guy who's a little dangerous. They want some mystery. You wooed somehow at one point. They might not be that way once you're married, you have a kid, you get settled in. But the initial attraction to a guy is some kind of mystery, some brooding, darkness. A bubble bath with a rubber duck and candles and piano music? Sorry.
Okay, let me tell you something. You want to date a guy who's dangerous and mysterious, you don't know what he's doing, you want to call me and see how that goes? It's not a fun time.
So far, we're having a great time. Megan's enjoying her life.
You're not dangerous.
I was dangerous at one
You're
point.
like dating a stuffed animal. There's nothing dangerous about you.
I am very huggable.
Exactly. You're not a concern.
That's because I'm soft in the middle. But I used to be a little dangerous.
You're so dangerous.
I used to wear a leather coat, a black leather jacket.
I used to eat 4 meals a day.
Someone said it's a big waste of water. Well, don't be a buzzkill on this thing. I mean, I guess it is a waste of water. We don't need environmentalists
Don't
checking
be so
in.
Everybody's allowed to check in, but
First off,
environmentalists.
I would argue that showering, if you're going to take like a 10-minute shower, that's dumping water the whole time. Like my mom takes baths every night. She is a bath taker. I can't do it. I can't sit still. I have no patience.
Yeah.
But I think showering, if you're a girl, because you got to wash your hair and shave and do all that, like you're probably in the shower for 10 or 15 minutes. That's just as much, if not more, water.
Well, listen, we've had an expert from People's Gas check in today. We could have a water expert check in and say, is it more water to fill a bathtub or to shower? If they want to check in. Besides everybody checking in on saying, and I really want to hear people on the phones on this one at 312-591-8300. A lot of great texts coming in. For example, 219 checked in, why doesn't she join him in the bath when he sees him in the bathtub every night?
You guys don't understand how small some of these tubs are today. I'm a bath advocate. I love soaking my skin. There's not enough room for 2 people in the modern bathtub. It's shrinkflation, no different than what we see at the grocery store. Bathtubs have gotten smaller over time.
Also, if she's already not attracted to him, I wouldn't suggest his body floating in bubbles isn't going to help.
And then she gets in and tries to ride him like an aircraft carrier. It's like,
I know, and he's playing.
Carrier.
You don't want that.
I love this from Kelly checking in from Wrigleyville. Kelly says, well, he could be an alcoholic or have a porn addiction. She needs to be grateful and knock it off. Those are 2 things he could be. Plumber here, and it depends how long you shower, but a tub definitely conserves water. You're saying a tub conserves water.
A nice green thumb on that guy.
But I like taking super long hot showers.
That's good.
Yeah.
You really need it with your 1-inch hair. It's so full.
The body has a lot of skin.
Don't say that.
Tell me more about that, Brian.
I'm 6'4" and a quarter. I got more skin than anybody listening, I bet.
Oh, man, I've never thought about your skin count before.
I don't want to
of
think about your skin.
It's a lot of skin, a lot of area to cover, a lot of clean. Check in here at 312-591-8300. Want to hear from you on this one. If she should break up with him because he takes nice bubble baths with candles and piano music. Not going to happen.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and that's Offspring, of course. We have Ticket Blitz Thursday going on. Hang out here for just about 10 minutes. We'll give you that keyword one more time, the last time you can use it this hour. Then a new keyword coming up at 9. You can enter every hour until we tell you to stop, and you've won. So keep entering for Offspring tickets all morning and all day long, every hour. Now, we brought up the listener that checked in and said her boyfriend of a year and a half takes bubble baths. And it's one thing to go in and take a bath. Takes a bubble bath with candles, piano music, and allegedly a rubber ducky. And she's kind of lost that oomph for him, and she's wondering if she's a bad person if she breaks up to him over this because he's not going to stop doing this. So people are texting in. Kenzie, do you have one from one of our
We
listeners?
have a great text suggestion. This is so smart. They said they need to get a hot tub. If he wants to soak and unwind every night, I think a hot tub shouldn't give her like an ick. It's not like floating in a bubble bath. Like, that's a good solution. Now he's just hot tubbing. And like, men be hot tubbing, right?
That's funny what Brian said at 847. He goes, so Brian, if he adds just to the tub and call it a hot tub, is that macho manly enough for you? Brian, it is, I guess.
Right.
But there can't be a rubber ducky. There can't be bubbles. There can't be piano music. I want something like 311 on when we're in the bathtub, in the hot tub. And the jets have to be full blast and really hot. And also, there needs to be a screen above the hot tub with ESPN on.
Okay, stop designing your house.
This sounds like an HGTV episode.
You're not talking to an architect.
Yeah, it needs a TV with ESPN on above the tub. That's the only way I'm going to accept it. Case?
But I think a hot
good.
tub's a really good solution for this couple.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the difference between a hot tub and a bath. They're the same thing. You're sitting in water.
Well, no, but the hot tub has a little bit more level of coolness.
Why? Who said that hot tubs are cooler than bathtubs?
I
Well,
didn't.
first off, you still need a shower if you get out of a hot tub. So, you still should wash your body. Please don't count that as your bath.
I don't think that's true.
No, it is because you don't
It's
know.
definitely true. There's chemicals.
Because the water keeps getting recycled.
Yeah.
If you do
But
stuff in
so
there.
does all water. We're drinking the same water that Jesus drank. Every bit of water is recycled.
Good Lord. That's pretty terrifying.
I don't know if we're
New
drinking
water.
Jesus' water.
No, there's no new water.
So my bottle,
There's new water. It rains.
But that's all recycled. It's the water cycle.
because it evaporates from the down here and goes up there, is what he's saying.
Well, that's kind of a range, but okay. It's still new. It's not like the same raindrops. Like, whoop, let me do this again.
No. There's nothing different between a bathtub and a hot tub, and we're all using the same water that it rained on Jesus with.
Anyways, there's chemicals in the hot tub that you need to get off of your penis.
Which
Get
could
it
have
off.
had Jesus water on your penis.
That's right.
It could have all been there.
Well, wash off in Jesus' shower.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.